Good afternoon to everyone present here. Today, I, Bhavya Wadhwa, a member of the Data Science Club, have got this prestigious opportunity to welcome everyone to this webinar. Today, we have amidst us a very special guest, Mr. Shivam Arora, alumni of Amity University, Uttar Pradesh. He is a 2022 pass out from CSE batch. Mr. Shivam Arora is currently a software engineer and technical analyst at Jumban Communications. He is also a technical writer and a Kaggle contributor, which is an online company for data sciences and machine learning enthusiasts. It is a matter of pride to share with you all that Mr. Shivam is also the ex head of marketing at the Data Science Club, Amity School of Engineering and Technology. In this alumni talk, he will be enlightening us all on data science, what importance it holds in the field of technology, what career prospects it carries, and a lot more interesting aspects. Sir, we express a very warm welcome to you and are extremely delighted to have you with us today. You may kindly proceed with the session.
So first of all, as you are in first year and some people are from second year only, so a lot of you might know what data science is, but for people who don't know what data science is and like want to know a particular deep meaning for data science. So basically, data science basically works with data. There are two things if you want to understand basically. One is that there is a difference between data analytics and data science. A lot of people get confused what data science is and what data analytics is. In data analytics, what you do is you get insights from the retrieved data. There is not that much cleaning in the data or extracting data from multiple sources and making into a one database and getting the data. But for data science, you need a lot of further skills more than data analytics to pursue that. And for that, you need a good hold on your programming languages, your database systems, your database schemas, and moving from that, you also need exploratory data analysis for your data like searches and how find data meaning. And after that, you need SQL, how to retrieve data from multiple places and what to use with the data with. Just a bookish, basically, introduction to it, that data science is the field of study that combines the domain expertise of a programming language, mathematics, and statistics. You need statistics for both data analytics and data science, as you want to derive data from multiple sources and want to know what that data basically does and predicts for your business solutions. And data science is a field that studies data and how to extract meaning from it, as I just said. And there are multiple algorithms already built for them that you can use to get like insights from the data, but you can also create your own algorithms and your own way of exploration of the data that can be like custom to the business problem you have. Okay. Now, the second thing, where is this data science thing used basically? Like we hear a lot of people that I am a data scientist. I am using data science to get insights from a particular data and all. So data science from now, from like in today's industry, that is 4.0, and I'm working in a telecom industry basically. So data science is everywhere right now, starting from banking, finance, manufacturing, telecommunications. We use in our product also to predict robocallers using machine learning. We have our own algorithms that are deployed on multiple Docker and cloud that you also need to learn with data science. So just for example, I'll provide you where this data and how is data used. For example, let's say a banking. There is a bank that has a data scientist. So how that data scientist will use those algorithms first to make smart decisions. Let's say the bank is giving loan to people. So they want a machine learning algorithm or a data scientist person to predict that this person is able to give back the loan or this person is not doing a fraud with us. And all of these predictions require few parameters. And those parameters come from a particular data set that they have from the past many years that they have been giving loans. Let's say Google Forms, the same that was shared by the club to you that you want to attend this data science webinar. So the same thing goes like you would have seen surveys in YouTube and a lot of social medias that which product do you like the most. and will you be using this? Are you willing to use this? So that is how they collect data from a lot of people, and then they target their particular audience. Okay, so this was a brief introduction, like how and where data science is used. Now comes the part that you really want to focus on to start your career in data science. So to build a career in data science, you need these many skills, and these are actually important skills. So first, you need a really good knowledge of a programming language. So let's say Python, R, and SAS. That is called SAS. These three are the main algorithms or programming languages used in the field of data science right now. And Python is the one that has been used for like the past 5 to 6 years, but now it has a lot many libraries that you can use for your data science. And I've been using Python and R both. Okay. So now the second thing is familiarity with working with large amount of structured and unstructured data. Yeah. So structured data means that you have a data set, let's say a CSV file. Okay. Now in CSV file, you have a lot of columns, and that columns have column names that have data in a particular structure. Like it's a clean data. You have your label data, outputs and all. But in unstructured data, let's say you have a JSON file, right? You don't have a CSV file. You have JSON files written or a text file that has just commas that are separating the values. That is also a data called comma separated values that you use to inherit in Excel or any other uh, software that you use. The third thing is comfortable with processing and analyzing data. Okay. So we have talked about the skills that you require and how can you learn the mentioned skills. That is the most important part. So what I would recommend every one of you to do is that I started really late. You should make a Kaggle profile. I hope few of them like have your Kaggle profiles, but if you don't go have, I'll just show you one. You just go to this kaggle.com. Okay, I'll just share the link with everybody also in the chat. Okay, now if you go to this particular website, you will see the Kaggle homepage. So you can make your profile there. So what it will help you, first, what you can do is you can go to the learn part and you can start doing a lot of courses here. As you can see, I have completed a lot of courses here, like introduction to programming, how they will help you to start with Python. And even if you don't have any coding experience, it is really basic to start with, and it actually helps in learning. And they have their own boxes, or like a Jupyter notebook, where you can code and get the answers, and you submit it to check yes you have done it correctly. The second thing is data visualization. It will also help you in visualizing the data. I'll open one for you also. So let's say this is a library called Seaborn, which helps you to uh, visualize the data, right? So sorry for the noise if it's coming. So it will first tell you what is data visualization, how you can use that, and this is your coding environment. Let's say how you can set up the notebook, how you can import particular files, and how you can have the syntax and code to get the visualization of your data. Seaborn, Matplotlib, they are like one of the most used libraries, which I also use in my company to visualize the data. So you can see you can use import commands. First, you need to basically install these in your machine. If you don't want, you can use like this on the internet that have their backend has already installed everything. But if you want to work on your local machine, you need to install Python, and then let's say you are using VS Code, right? So you need to create an environment and install every file there, and then you can work with those files. So this is one of the courses that you can all do. So see, there are people charts, how you can create line charts, bar graphs, scatter plots. These are the type of graphs that you can create. Okay. And these depicts multiple things, like line charts can depict your progression in your company, the amount of products sold, The bar charts can give you a sum or accumulation. Heat map. Heat map is basically, I'll show you if it has in this. See, this is a bar graph. Okay. So the graph depicts that these are the months in the year basically, and this is the arrival delay. So these are the sums. Like in 1st January, there were 10 delay, like 10 minutes delay, or 17 to 16 minutes delay. So this is a bar graph, and this is a heat map. So what does this heat map tell you? Basically, it tells you the correlation of all the uh, columns, basically, right? So if you have a column with height and weight that I told you before, and another column of BMI, so you will see a high correlation. That means these depict kind of the same thing. They're highly correlated. So this is a heat map that can show you every column with like every column like to get the points. So now you can see that the one I was talking about BMI, it's here only. So you can see these other amount of BMI, the values of BMIs, 15, 20 till 50. And these are basically the charges. Let's say, instead of charges, let's say these are the population of the country, let's say. So these many people follow, fall into the category of 20 to 40. So the normalized data is between 20 BMI to 40 BMI. The majority is here. But there are cases where the people are beyond 50, right? So this will help you visualize the data. Okay. The second thing you will do is I'll show you how to make a you can make notebooks also here, starting from really small notebooks where you can start with exploratory data analysis. So what is basically exploratory data analysis? Okay, so we have a COVID data set for you guys here. So it has states, total cases, active number of cases, discharge, and all these columns. So in exploratory data analysis, you don't clean a lot of data because you already have a data set and you're exploring what that data set gives you. And to predict, you can also use these columns. So let's say, like I have plotted one graph here for you. So the using the plot, these are libraries called pandas and numpy. You will encounter when you start data science. So these will help you to understand, like, see, discharge rate was really high. The frequency of discharge was really high. Active ratio, because data COVID was really high at that point. So the frequency is really big right now. So here is as I'm importing a seaborn library, you can also import and visualize the data. See, these are basically the number of total cases. It's in millions. The left hand side is millions, and these are basically the states. And you have a bar graph depicting that Maharashtra had the most cases, then Kerala, then Karnataka. So this will help you to visualize and tell people, okay, your state has the maximum number of cases. So you need to work more on these cases. And these are the graphs for death ratio, and here if I have created another column for prediction and high and low. So basically you can create your own columns from the existing columns also. I see the status, I have created one. It was not there before. If I'll show you, see, it was not here before. So how did I create one? I used Python for it, and it is a really simple code that I have created like a list, and if the cases are above 12,000, it will append one in that list, and if it's lower than 12,000, so it will append zero. So now I have a column which will tell me that this particular state has crossed the threshold of COVID cases. So as you can see, you can plot a number of graphs, and there are actually numerous libraries that have really beautiful graphs also. One I'll just show you after this. Okay, this is also a correlation matrix. So as you can see that this is that line that tells you the correlation. Negative means they're negatively correlated. If one increases, the other decreases. But let's say one correlation, one will always be in this diagonal because there are same, see, total number of cases versus total number of cases. Of course, they are the same column basically. So they will have one correlation. But let's say active number of cases and total cases. They have 66% correlation. That means active cases can be derived from total cases also. So see, there are multiple. This is a scatter plot. So you can make using Plotly here that will give you an insight of how many cases are there, active cases. So I've just passed my data set in the code and the columns X column, this is this column in millions total cases. Active columns that is on the left hand side, that is the Y axis, and the size, basically size of the scatter plot. So this px, okay, so it will take this input, and let's say if Maharashtra has the highest amount of deaths due to COVID, so the size of that particular plot will be the highest. See, the total cases are 6.4, and if give the size as deaths, so deaths are like 1,36,000. But if you'll go here and see for Telangana, the deaths are only 3,862. So this will depict how big the scatter point will be. So here you can also use GeoPandas. Basically, it will give you a map, and here you can create a visualization that I have created. I'll just zoom it for you. So now you can point out in any of the states to get the number of cases and all. So this is like just a brief introduction that you can go through for exploratory data analysis using pie charts and having your own data, seeing the mean values. Okay, this was kind of the exploratory data analysis, see, how the cases have like decreased, and this is according to the sorting of the states. So there are multiple graphs you can create. So now comes the prediction part. So I have used multilinear, that is multiple linear regression. What multiple linear regression means basically, it is one of the machine learning algorithms. Oh, sorry for that. So it uses multiple parameters instead of just two parameters. And let's say I have passed all these parameters: active, discharge, death, active ratio, discharge ratio, to predict if this uh, basically state will have a high, like it will cross the threshold or it will not cross the threshold. So you can use the sklearn library to import that particular model. Okay. So how I started with my data science is basically I found this student GitHub pack, and in this you can learn a lot of stuff. You can get like JetBrains your IDEs to learn for free for a year. You can have educative for 6 months. You'll have a lot of free courses. As you can see, there is machine learning, web development, Python that you can use. And the main thing that I want to tell you is about this data camp. So what you guys can do is, okay, the path that you can follow is data scientist with Python. That is in the data camp website. So you can learn from there. The course is a little bit long. It requires 6 months if you are like doing it for 2 hours a day. But if you really want to learn, like for a free amount of point, like say 3 months, if you give 4 to 5 hours, like for first and second year students and even third year students, because fourth year have their placements going on right now, so you cannot give that much time into this. But link also. So using these, you can get a lot of free stuff to play with. You can host your own websites just to make websites. You can work with many type of databases, let's say Mongo databases, and you can have your own campus experts. You can also prepare for your interviews using Interview Cake. So these are basically a lot of services that you get to like as a benefit of being a student. So you can go to this link also that I've provided. Okay, to build a portfolio as a data scientist, I would recommend you to have another set of skills also. Let's say web development or like a front end or a back end, because in real world, I also thought in my third year that I will be working as a data scientist only with data. I'll have machine learning models, I'll create one, just visualizations. But to be honest, you need a lot of skills to work in a field like REST APIs, Kafka, and like two programming language is are required basically, like Java or Python to work with. So you will encounter a lot of new stuff when you start working. Like it's been 2 to 3 months only that I've been working in this company, and I've worked with Cognizant before as an AWS cloud data engineer. That's why I would recommend you to have another like others amount of skills also, because in bachelor's you if you are getting data science as an option also. I think you have a specialized bachelor's now. We didn't have in our time, so you'll learn data science from there also. But do follow these Kaggle and other websites using Google Colab. You can do multiple like many projects there also. If you don't have a laptop that has a really good graphics card, you can use those also. Like Collab, it has an inbuilt GPU and TPU that you can use. So what I would recommend you to do is, okay, just go to any webs, like you can go to Kaggle, let's say, and you can get data sets from here, right? So let's say you have a real world data set, let's say grades of students or analyzing screen time, right? So what you can do is in your NTCC projects, right? You are working with machine learning. So you can combine 2 to 3 projects, or if you find a really big data set that you are working with, then it is also really good. But if you want to do small projects side by side to learn and to do analysis on what basically data science is, so you can go to these data sets and just click on any data set there. You will find the data set here, and you can work with those particular data sets. So let's say this doesn't have a notebook created yet by anybody else. With the machine learning, you can go to a data set and click on code. So few people have created their notebooks. Let's say we open someone's notebook here. So just to get a go through to how to work with it, so the noise again, you can follow a notebook, like exactly follow it by heart, like point by point precisely, and just understand what the other person is trying to do, basically. So basic requisites, I just told you that Python, SQL, machine learning. Like start with any of the machine programming languages that I've mentioned. Python. Don't go with SAS right now, because Python, if you learn, you can use it in many other fields also. Like you can use Flask, web development, and a lot of stuff. And the third is when we view any product on any online shopping, we get ads of the product. Yes, that is called retargeting, basically. So let's say you are on Amazon. So it's a sale, like Big Billion Sale in Fry or Amazon Great Indian Sale. And you'll get emails from Amazon that you have seen this product. Do you want to check out? And and it will also give you recommendations if you have seen a phone, let's say a Redmi phone and an iPhone you have been searching. So it will show you multiple phones also that you can also go through. I'm sorry for the noise. There's really a good function going on there. So this is also machine learning. Basically, these companies use these social medias also. Let's say you want you have searched something on the internet, you will get ads on your Instagram one day or 2 days after that. That is for sure. Let's say you want to study abroad, then a lot of education consultant ads will be there on your social media platform in form of stories or anything else. That is called retargeting. That is also in data science, but it has a mixture of business analysis also. If you want to work as a business analyst, there is also one field that comes under data science, which doesn't involve a lot of coding, but yes, it involves like a mindset of business. How can you work with data to grow a particular business? Okay. So there are multiple things: data engineering, cloud data engineering, business analytics, data analytics, data science, machine learning engineer. And if you want to work with just with machine learning and with cloud, there is one thing called ML ops that I'm also working with. That is machine learning ops, where you combine DevOps, that means development, clouds, testing, with machine learning. So that is one of the fields you can also go for. So search for these fields also because they're actually in demand. Job opportunities are there for data science also, because my interview with this company was also based on data science basically. So they actually looked for the projects that you have done. So that tells you how your mindset is towards a particular data and how you are conquering that particular business question. Okay, so this is that data. So I was actually telling you about the projects. So you can go to this GitHub's profile also. I'll share this link also with you. Follow any of these 2 to 3 projects. So these were the beginners one. Then comes this speech recognition that requires deep learning, NLP. That is that you will use in your final year also. That okay, in final I'll tell you, you will have a choice to work on projects. You will get multiple domains to work in your project. Like I chose machine learning and artificial intelligence, and there is a high chance that you all have to write a research paper and publish it. That we have also done. So I would recommend you to learn about AI and machine learning from the start itself, because you have to code and find a project for that particular project also, and you have to get it approved by multiple, like numerous faculties also. So work towards that also from the starting, because you will also have your NTCCs. In the first, you'll like in the second NTCC. I hope like the second year students know that you will have to create a working, like a project, that like an app or a website or any model, let's say machine learning model. So that actually gives an output. In first year you can also do that, but in second year it's like a mandatory thing to do. So you can build your own chatbots. Like 2 or 3 people can find, like combine and make a group. And let's say you are developing chatbots. Chatbots are really easy to do, and you can use multiple APIs. Let's say from ESPN cricket, you can create a Telegram chatbot that has particular commands, and that will give you like data according to the commands that you have put in the chat. So you can also create that. So these can be your projects in the mid years, like first, second, and third year. But for fourth year, you will need to create a really big project that will come after a while. So these are the projects that I've also shared in the link that you can go with. And I would suggest you to follow some YouTube channels that really help you. I'll just tell you, like one channel is this Krish Nayak. You can follow it. They have their playlists there. If you don't want to spend anything on data science courses right now because you're not sure that it is actually for you or not. So to get started with, you can go there, and there are multiple playlists starting from Python, R, machine learning, and guided projects there also. And if you also go on data camp after receiving your student developer pack, they have guided projects that you can do, and it will boost up your resume. So go to Krishnayak, Data Camp, Free Code Camp, go to these websites and start learning about data science. It is really a good field, and you will get jobs. There are numerous jobs, because even in my company that I'm working right now, a lot of things are there for doing analysis, deep learning, machine learning models, where to deploy, right? So it is really amazing, and I would love to see people coming into data science after actually knowing what data science is. And this is like my part that I have shared with everybody, and I've also like made you understand what Kaggle is and exploratory data analysis is. So I think I've given a brief introduction on how and what to do for your data science journey. And if you have any questions, you can also ping me on LinkedIn. And if you have right now, you can put it in the chat. I'm I guess that's it.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. On behalf of the Data Science Club, I would like to extend a token of our gratitude and appreciation towards you. Thank you so much, sir, for enriching us with this encouraging and knowledgeable session. I'm sure we all got to learn a lot from you today and were able to enhance our approach towards data science in a very well-informed and detailed manner. I would also like to thank the heads and core members of the Data Science Club for organizing and managing this event and making it a success. Lastly, I would like to thank the audience present here for being with us today and being extremely participative and interactive. Thank you, one and all.